Hello, welcome to that Double D team. I'm D. This is another one of our top 10 video lists, and this time it's my top 10 DC characters. Now, we've already done our Marvel ones. Hopefully you checked all them out as well on our YouTube channel. Go like, comment, share and subscribe as usual. Do that damn thing. And I will kick things off straight away, no delay. Number 10, Scarecrow. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm probably not the biggest DC fan because I'm a Marvel fanboy. However, I do have clarity and no bias towards any of these characters. Scarecrow I was mainly familiar with from the Batman animated series because I didn't read a lot of DC comics growing up, so DC animated shows and DC films, along with obviously a history of DC comics without actually reading them, is where I get most of my knowledge from. Scarecrow was unique and a different type of villain compared to most other ones in the DC universe. However, his portrayal by my boy Cillian Murphy, fucking Peaky Blinder himself, Thomas Shelby, as Scarecrow in Batman Begins, and I believe in Dark Knight as well, or Rises, he pops back up again, was very impressive, and it also triggered the start and the rise of Cillian Murphy within Hollywood and the film industry, where we went on to get a lot of other really good key roles, such as Inception, where he teams back up with Tom Hardy, and also Dunkirk, where he teams it back up with Tom Hardy. We need a bromance, brocom with them two together. I love you, man. Yeah, number 10, Scarecrow. 9, and this is predominantly only from the film, John Constantine. Keanu Reeves' performance in this, about a character, an anti-hero character that I'd never really heard much about. For him to then put him on the map and the zeitgeist for me was very impressive. I like the character, how he's always smoking. I know my boy Pro, big fan of this film, which also makes me like it a lot more as well, man, because I appreciate his taste. I did like the film anyway, but the fact he likes it so much made me maybe go back and have a second viewing, understand a lot more of the themes and the angles of stuff. So I really liked Constantine. 8, surprisingly, and the first time in either of my top 10 DC or Marvel lists, female character, Catwoman. Now for me, Catwoman is one of the original OG Batman villains, and I really liked her. I mean, Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal in number 1 is epic. Now, I love you, Holly, but you almost ruined the character of your film. Please don't ever bring that back or come back again. A lot of people hated on Anne Hathaway in the Batman film, but I actually kind of liked her as it, especially once she replaced, was it Maggie Gyllenhaal? No. Was it Tom Cruise's Mrs. Katie Holmes? Yeah, I may be getting stuff mixed up, so don't hold me to that. But for me, Catwoman, especially in the cartoons as well, and the comics, she always seemed a viable villain for Bruce. But she also wasn't the most ruthless villain. Like, she was a cat burglar, so Bruce had to stop her. It was a different type of villain towards Joker, Penguin, Two-Face, if you know what I mean. Plus, they also had that romantical link and flirtation that went on. And for me, Michelle Pfeiffer's portrayal in Batman 1 originally just alone puts her in my top 10. Add on all the other stuff and the influence I get from Rockstar games such as Arkham Asylum, Arkham Knight, etc., and their introduction of this character, I really liked. So Catwoman for me, number 8. Number 7, a little lower on my list than I expected, but this is because he's a villain and I appreciate him, if not liking him. And this is predominantly down to Michael Rosenbaum's performance of Lex Luthor in Smallville. Smallville got a lot of hate and criticism from fans, especially because of the ending, and you don't actually see Superman as Superman until the end of the show. But yeah, Lex Luthor is smart, he's sadistic, he's manipulative. He's an ideal adversary as your main villain. And he influences the people to turn against you. Oh, Lex is really, really good, man. Now, I like Jesse Eisenberg, so I might be slightly biased in his portrayal of Lex compared to other people. I know it's different, yeah, I know it's not great, but you can't keep going the same trope. Oh, sadistic, mean, bald guy. Sadistic, mean, bald guy. Nah. I like how Jesse was portrayed. He originally had hair, then he didn't. Then he's manipulative, sadistic again, but he's also got a bit of charm to him, a bit of humour, a bit of comedy. So yeah, I appreciated Lex Luthor in the new versions of Batman v Superman, if not many people didn't. However, for me, Michael Rosenbaum's performance in Smallville puts him on there. Now the only reason he's not higher is because all the other characters I like more. They may not be actual, more fleshed out, better characters, but as you said, this is my favourite list. Not the best DC characters in the universe. If so, it'd be slightly different. Now, number 6, Harley Quinzel. Harley Quinzel. We know her just as Harley. Most people know her as Margot Robbie, especially from Suicide Squad. However, Batman animated series put her on the fucking map. Her popularity throughout that, say with Mr. J and the Voice character I really want to do some research so I can mention a name at the moment, but I can't remember. I do apologise. But she's amazing in that role. Iconic red and black Harley Quinn outfit. Her relationship with Mr. J, then most recently in the comics becoming like a main character and having that love triangle with Deadshot, which they tried to introduce in the Batman v Superman film. Yeah. Margot Robbie's performance was amazing. She's setting the trend now for most little girls when it comes to Halloween fancy dress. It's Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman. Shout out to Gal Gadot and Margot Robbie for doing that feminist movement power very well during 17-18 onwards. Number 5, getting to the top 5 now, and this is where it comes to my originals, so it's not going to be much of a change from what you think I've gone with so far, because most of my influence has been from animated series, DC Universe, and the original Batman films, plus the Rockstar Games Arkham Knights having influenced a lot, which is why this character, the Riddler, Edward Enigma, Mr. Enigma, is in my top 5. As a kid growing up, Jim Carrey was my favourite comedic actor. Ace Ventura, The Mask, what a guy. So when he played the Riddler as a youngster, I was loving it. As an adult, I'm like, but I do still appreciate it. And the Riddler being another type of different villain character again, he's smart. I like intelligent villains, because then they're much more of a threat and a foe than some blind big bastard, which is why Bane is not in the list. Now Bane physically and aesthetically looks amazing on screen, but is he really one of the better characters? Is that character arc? No. Him and Talia, bit of love, bit of infatuation. No, just big and strong in it. But yeah, hold tight Tom though, although I didn't really like the accent. But that football field scene, wow. I digress, and I get back to the Riddler. Mainly, Jim Carrey. I really like Jim Carrey, so I really like the Riddler in the films. However, as an adult, I wasn't liking him as much. Then, Rockstar Games introduced him as a villain in the game, and I was like, okay, this is the Riddler I want to see on film. Hopefully they do get him into the DCEU, DCFU, DCU. That's the more of the version they'll portray rather than the comical one, because I know if you had a Riddler, you are portraying more of a jester, kind of like Harley, but no. For me, yeah, have him as a serious, challenging, intelligent threat. And ideally, I want to see him in a solo Batman film, whether that's an up-to-date one or a prequel. I'm not too fussed. But yeah, pull your finger out, DC. Get cracking with your main 3. Now, I understand there's a feminist movement at the moment, so you're focusing very much on Wonder Woman. How has not been a Man of Steel 2? I don't want to get angry. And the amount of time it's taken you for to decide to do a Batman film. Like, oh, we've got Affleck, we haven't got Affleck, we brought on this guy, we haven't brought on this guy, oh, we're going to do Matt Reeves one. Now it's going back all the days. So make up your fucking mind whilst all this is going on. You're greenlighting so many, Birds of Prey movies, the Harley Quinn movie, Shazam movie, stuff that I don't mind, but focus on your main three. Build a universe, build your characters, then influence your side characters. Anywho, 4, and that is Boy Wonder, man like Robin. Now it's not Jason Todd, because I'm not too familiar with that storyline, and he probably is the better Robin. But for me, Dick Grayson is the one I grew up on, and I really liked him, because as I said, I like sidekicks. I like the main guy, but I also like to give appreciation to the person they're with. And Robin was really good, man, because he always came in and did his job. It's what you expect of a sidekick. He had a few lines. Now his backstory wasn't the greatest, but it was decent. He wasn't really portrayed the greatest in the films, like, is it Christopher O'Donnell? No. Then you hinted to him in The Dark Knight when you had JGL there for me. What a don. He's a bad man for me. So for me, that's why he had to be in my top 4, and that's Robin's Dick Grayson. 3. This is the Dark Knight himself, Bruce fucking Wayne. Batman. Now, a lot of people are wondering, why is Batman not your number 1? Well, you'll see when you get to my number 2 and 1. That's why. I like Batman. He's really good. However, he's not the greatest superhero. He's probably the greatest detective. Yeah, the richest person in Gotham. But superheroes usually for me have superpowers. And his superpower is being rich. Also, I've seen Batman v Superman. And how they treated Batman over Superman. How they treated a man over a god. So Batman for me could not be in my top 2. Couldn't be ahead of Superman. Now, don't get me wrong, I like the character. Originally back in the day, you've got to give Michael Keaton his props. George Clooney's nipples can just be erased from history. And you need to recognise the importance and portrayal of Christian Bale, not only as Batman, but as Bruce Wayne in the Dark Knight trilogy. He was epic. Absolutely epic. I know Heath Ledger gets a lot of attention, and he deservedly so, but don't forget about Christian Bale, man. He brought Batman back to the zeitgeist to make him cool again. And not just Batman, but Bruce Wayne. He portrayed Bruce Wayne as that flamboyant playboy millionaire that he is, and I really appreciated that performance. Now, also, you have the Rockstar games, as I've mentioned with a few of my other characters previously, and it was the main, most up-to-date first solo comic book hero computer game that was flawless. Absolutely flawless. A lot of other games were fun, but not great. Now the story, aesthetics, controls, gameplay, amazing. And I know this isn't to do with films or comics, but it's a DC character, so he's involved, and its credits might influence in my decision. So Batman, number 3. You're beaten to number 2 by the boy you beat in the fucking film that you shouldn't have beat, and that's Clark Kent, Superman. Supes himself, the man from Krypton. What a character. Now, same argument with Cap. Oh, he's a Boy Scout, he's too innocent, oh, he's boring. No, he's a fucking leader, mate. He's got a moral compass to do the right thing, and as anyone with any sort of conscience in real life, you should affiliate and associate with this type of character. I know Batman's, oh, he's your Dark Knight, I like him as well, but your main first interaction should be for the good guy, the purely good guy. And I know there was a lot of outrage when he juck-eyed Zod's neck in Man of Steel, but if you watch the film and the decision, it made sense, because he wasn't actually Superman at that point, he was becoming Superman. So it's not a decision he probably would make if he made a film now. So I really love the decision that Zack Snyder made with that, and I'm really pissed that there's not been a Man of Steel 2 for so long. There should have been. Then you made it Batman v Superman, then as I mentioned, you made the fucking human beat the fucking god. The only excuse you can have is that Superman's not fully Superman yet, he's still learning, whereas Batman's been doing this for years, and he cheated with the kryptonite gas. But the whole Martha situation, to resolve it, was poor fucking writing. Sloppy. Very sloppy. You wonder why Ben Affleck don't want to come fucking back for any more? That's one of the reasons, I'd say. But Supes, for me, man, the main guy is the Don. And as you can see in Justice League, everyone then was hyping about Wonder Woman. Oh, Wonder Woman film was amazing. Wonder Woman film was amazing. Can't wait for Justice League. Wonder Woman's going to dome it. And she does. But Supes turns up and just puts everyone else in the place. He's like, you think Wonder Woman's got 99 power? Supes turns up and makes her look like a fucking child. It's like, yeah, I'll just handle this guy on my own. Smack, handles him. Whereas the three before couldn't even get a dint at him. Which I liked as Superman, but again, poor writing. Are you just gonna dismiss all the other guys you've built up for most of the film just so you can give Superman this one moment? Yeah. Also for me, as I mentioned before, with my decision for including Lex, Michael Rosenbaum, big fan of Smallville. Tom Welling as well for me. I wanted him to be Superman for so fucking long, and his portrayal as Clark Kent, class. His bromance and brother, friend, enemy relationship with Lex, perfect. His relationship with Lana Lang and her cousin Lois Lane, and how that evolved and who you actually wanted to root for. I didn't want it to be with Lewis, man. Lana was the one. Kristen Kirk is beautiful. But I digress. Supes, number 2, which means the number 1 favourite character in the DC universe. Gotta be the Joker. How can it not be? Now he's a villain, but he's an anti-hero antagonist, so the betrayal from Jack Nicholson, very good. Very influenced me in my childhood. I really appreciated it. Then Heath Ledger comes along and changes the fucking game. What a performance from him. And the fact obviously his passing has made it more impactful. But watching that film and the decisions that he made for the character, the intro to The Dark Knight, one of the best intros to a film I've ever seen, where they're robbing the bank and then the bus comes out. Am I supposed to kill you? No, I'm supposed to kill the guy with a bus. Who's that? Bus comes in, takes him out, kill. Yeah, and Joker, he's involved in the actual heist. He's not like delegating to his henchmen like most other villains would. No, he's involved. He's doing it. He's getting his hands dirty. He's maniacal. He's crazy. He's got no reason, got no logic. His backstory, you don't know. He makes up 3 different versions throughout the film about how he got his scars. Amazing. Now Yao Quinn Phoenix is going to be playing him. Yao Quinn's an amazing actor, and I'm sure Matt Reeves will do a really good job, I think, with the film. Is it Matt Reeves that's doing it? I think so. However, the fact that they've come out and called him Arthur Fleck, and they're trying to give him a definitive backstory about maybe a clown that lost his job. I'm not a fan of that. However, I'll reserve judgment till I've seen the film. But just a quick mention, if they're naming the Joker Arthur Fleck, A. Fleck, you not think they're having a slight dig at Ben Affleck for leaving the franchise? Anywho, the Joker, along with his relationship with Harley Quinn, that little dynamic, the Batman dynamic to the Joker though, how both of them need each other, is probably one of the best tie-ups in comic book history ever. Now Marvel are better, but there's no Marvel good guy v bad guy thing that's going to be going on for centuries that I really like. Cap, Red Skull, Spider-Man, Venom, possibly, but nothing comes close to Joker v Batman. Maybe Superman versus Lex? Once again, DC, well done. But numero uno has to be the Joker. That was my top 10 DC characters list. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out all the other videos on that YouTube channel. Also check out my boy JD's channel, JD Virtue on YouTube. He'll be doing his list up shortly as well. Let us know what you think. Who had the best list? Who won? Which one did you like best? Who's just more in line with your own thoughts? Like, comment, share, subscribe in the comment section below. Hit us up on Twitter and Facebook. And until next time, deuce.